Hey guys, how's it going? Back once again for part 2, and let's see, we're I guess we'll call it a day. I've kind of, I've had enough fun beating my friends with wooden objects, so why not? Let's just head home then. Okay, let's get late. We'll finish up tomorrow. Yeah, we'll finish up. Sure, our family will understand. Us just leaving them behind, just to go on a random journey out into the unknown on a raft where I'm fairly sure we'll survive. I will be honest, I do kind of wish that, in truth, it was kind of like what it is like in some of those open world games where your whole world is on an island, and if you take a helicopter and you end up going one way, you'll just end up somehow ending up on the complete opposite side of the map. Like the world is just this completely miniaturized. So I would kind of love it like that, though. They set up all this whole effort into a journey, and within like an hour's time, they're already back on the other side of the island.
Then ours is just a little piece of something much greater.
So it's another kind of thing to bring up is the idea and stuff that these kids, they've got there's no adults around telling them, no kids, that's not how life works and stuff. Like this essentially is the kids have already kind of brought up their own imagination, as it were, of how life is, how there's not space and time and all that stuff, but there's just worlds, and I sort of like the idea of that, the sort of this childhood imagination, rather than just being complete and utter bonkers, actually is what it is. It's actually truth. There's actually truth to it, and I sort of like that. With that said, however, it's certainly safe to say that they kind of forgot about that a bit as the series went on, and they kind of were just like, yeah, let's just do whatever.
You wanted one, didn't you?
A palpu fruit.
If two people share one.
Okay, I have to wonder really, how exactly, is there actually people out there who've actually managed to, make fruit into that shape? One of it's kind of when you see videos online of people making sea salt ice cream, and, considering you can find boxed melons, I'm interested to see if they've actually made, star-shaped fruit. Finally getting some Disney now, are we? I'm sure for okay, I'm sure for people, but yeah, of course I went nuts. I was like, oh my god, finally we're getting the Disney stuff at last. Oh my god, it's the brooms from Fantasia, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, I remember being a kid or having a sugar rush every time there was some sort of Disney reference all the time. I remember just running outside with my brother was just helping my parents out with making a tree house, and I just ran outside and be like, you guess what? Guess who you can summon now? It's you can summon Dumbo, isn't that insane? I'm just that's where my childhood memories went with video games. Life well spent. So I'm not gonna lie, I very much prefer, I don't know why, but very much just kind of assume that possibly the king of this castle wasn't in fact Mickey, but was actually secretly Walt Disney himself, which would have been a hilarious twist if it actually was. He's got all this Mickey imagery around him, and he's just it just turns out to be Walt Disney the whole time. One does have to wonder what they need knights for in this kingdom, because it doesn't look like they're exactly at war all the time. Wake up! The peasants are revolting! Strike thee, Zeus!
Hey there, Donald. Good morning.
Cool, that's a weird outfit you got there, Donald. It would have been even more hilarious the fact that he's the king and somehow he's married to Minnie.
Good morning, ladies.
You have to wonder why Daisy's got her own little crown, they don't really specify what her role in it is, though. Maybe they do in the journal entries, but I'll check that out soon enough and see if that actually is, because I'm curious to know. What we have?
Hey Sora, have you heard about the legendary power of the Palpu fruit? They say if you share it with someone you really care for, it binds you together forever and ever, through eternity. It's so romantic. I gotta try it sometime.
You know, that's going to sound like a pretty silly reason as to why you wouldn't break up with someone, just because you'd be like, you meet someone and say, so you're still going out with that person? And be like, yeah, you know, I mean, it would, but, well, we kind of both shared this fruit together and now we're kind of stuck with each other, so that's life, I guess. You know, like, just imagine someone saying that to another. Waka, how's it going, man?
Me and Titus, we are gonna do a little exploring.
Titus? Don't you mean Titus? Like, that's only something that people like to rag on about, you know, whether it's same as things like, is it Ocarina or Ocarina? Is it Ryu or Ryu? For me personally, I've always said, for the longest time, I've just said Titus, which, you know, I'm just used to at this point, so there's that, but yeah, I think I just kind of like it, you know. But to be fair, even the games contradict this, considering they've the first game he's calling him Titus, and then the second game they mention his name's Titus. So make up your damn mind.
I think you've gotten stronger, but odds are you're still no match for Riku.
This invisible ghost I'm beating will certainly obey me at long last.
That's all. Well, I guess Kairi can always count on him.
Your dad's a whale. Another round, Sora? Let's go. Let's go 3-on-1. Okay, you asked for it. Let's kick him! Kick him when he's down! Alright, woo. We're gonna forget what order they kind of go in with this, but... Ah, damn it. I would like to ignore the whole ball throwing bit, but let's face it, I kind of want. And there we go. Come on. Ah, come on! And great, there's that noise. Get away from me! I want to beat up Waka first. One thing I've always kind of stuck me for a while is the fact that Waka in the original Final Fantasy is voiced by John DiMaggio, and there's a bit when you first meet him in the game where he just sort of has that sort of laugh that every time I hear it I just reminded, oh right, it's John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender, like he just ha 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 ha. Yeah, I kind of want him to like pull out a cigar at that point and be like, bite my shiny metal, you know, Besaid ass. So another thing to kind of note about, for some reason, some of these characters is that, despite the fact that some of them are, if they're kids here, a lot of characters are very different ages than what they all should be together. So now, while there are some things like, okay, you've got Titus and Waka here, and you meet Auron in the second game, where he's, you know, you could easily say he's about the same age as he should be in line with Titus and Waka. Damn it! God, they're cornering me. Definitely not hard to easy. It's definitely not easy to fight them in such a closed area. Alright. Alright. I'm very tempted to use one of the potions, but... There we go. Ugh. I was kind of wishing it was one of those RPGs where as soon as you level up, it's like, okay, here's your health back, you know. I'll give it one more go and then... we'll do... and then we'll just move on with everything else. So, but yeah, I like it. Well, that's in line though, however. You've got someone like Squall, who's like, you know, proper aged. But you've got Cypher, who's, for some reason, he's, you know, he's about this, he's you know, a teenager. So it's just sort of like, okay, so what is it then? To be fair, I'm pretty sure Squall is a teenager in the actual game. I would say I would know that, but well, Final Fantasy VIII is one of those games I haven't actually got around to yet. Mostly because I know the fact that there are some people who, well, have opinions on it that don't really align with some others. So maybe one of these days I'll get to it, but there's obviously quite a few other games on my list at the moment that I kind of need to approach. And let's be honest here, an RPG is not exactly a game that I'm just going to sling through quickly. Alright, you made your point. Never mind. Alright, so let's go to Kairi this way. Yeah, laugh it up. But I'll say this, I always kind of, just sort of the idea of having your own, like, island paradise is just kind of something that I have to wonder, like, I'm pretty sure, like, we all kids, as kids, kind of dreamt of that, just sort of our own little, you know, island paradise where there's, like, no adults around. And granted, I'm sure some of you saying, you're describing Neverland right now, which this kind of is in some way, you know, it's just, you know, home's just an island across away, but you have to wonder if there are actually any, you know, none of the parents were like, you know, maybe we should give some adult supervision, you know, considering, you know, they're playing around with wood and nails and, you know, hitting each other with sticks. Like, I have to wonder, when the first person cries, they can't run home to their parents. They have to paddle all the way back, you know, just to get first aid. Hey Sora, our raft still needs a name. Let's see, how about Highwind? What would you call it? Okay, I feel like I probably should have planned this ahead of time as to, you know, put out like a funny name, and I feel like I could do something, you know, related to me in some cases, but I don't know, I feel like it's a little egotistical of me, so I am going to be very boring, and I'm just going to go with Excalibur, okay? I'm very unoriginal. There you go. Well, Excalibur. Could this be a Sword in the Stone reference? Nope. How about the usual? Let's do it. Alright, drinking contest. You guys at it again? Alright, I'll be the judge. The usual rules apply. Take any route you want. Any route, you say, huh? Well, that's going to be helpful. Any route you want. First rule is there are no rules. First one to tag that tree and make it back. That's a tree.
If I win, I'm captain. And if you win,
I get to share the Palpu with Kairi.
huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Palpu with Kairi.
Oh gee, you know, maybe we should ask her about this first, but... Oh, okay, no, we're just doing this then. 2, 1, and... hard right. Yeah, as much as it'd be nice as to compete with him properly, yeah, I'm doing this my way. So, let's go over there. I'll say that's the one annoying thing about some of his games is how the platforming, well, okay, admittedly it has gotten a bit better over the years, but for the most part it is kind of always been a bit iffy. There we go. Out of my way, Riku. See how far I can get before I fall off. Yeah, I did it. Whew. There we go. Okay, good. Jump around and... let's see how far he is. Okay, I can't turn around. Never mind. The score is now 2-1. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty stone. Pretty stone. Man, lighten up. It's just a name after all. Ugh, I am so gonna push you off the raft when we're out there. Alright, let's head back to Kairi and find out what we're gotta get for her. Let's go on the zip line. Alright. But yeah, just having this whole island paradise is something that you just kind of... I'm sure... damn it. Oof, that was close. Let's get that and... boop. Woohoo! Doesn't look like physics really worked my body right there, but whatever. Today we collect provisions for our trip. You know, because we just suddenly thought to ourselves, oh right, we're going to have to survive out there. You know, that didn't cross our mind. 1 seagull egg, 3 mushrooms. Okay, let's hope they're not the poisonous kind. 2 coconuts, 3 fish, and fill this up with drinking water. But not from the ocean. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know, I really just stopped doing that. If you need any help, just ask. Alright, so we know we got first one right here. Again, you know, it's right there, but I guess I'll be the one to push the rock. And, if I remember correctly, it should be here. Yep, there we go. And, let's try and move this, actually, because I remember we've got a chest up here. That's one of the things as well I'll say about the first game, which, while I will certainly say that when it comes down to it, I personally prefer the second game over the first. I still feel like one of the things I really wish they would bring back in the series, which, who knows, they might bring back for Kingdom Hearts 3, is just sort of some of the secrets they've kind of put around everywhere. Now, granted, you know, the example I just showed right there isn't exactly like super secret, but I remember we've got to get the water, don't we? There we go. But yeah, I sort of hope they can bring some of that back. Or at least, you know, sort of that interaction of like looking through the world and finding little interesting bits here and there. Oh, sorry. Man, you ain't quitting, you know. Don't worry, he'll obey you one of these days. Righty then, and let's grab the coconuts. Where is it? Okay, and boop. Dead. See, I'm just, you know, just saying, you know, all it takes is one bonk on the head, and then boop, they're out. No. Next one over then. Give me another one. Give me another. Another. There we go. Good. And we've got the egg on the top of here. As soon as I can jump on this tree. Let's try and jump on. Get on the branch! All the. God damn it. Let's jump on it, Sora. There we go, finally. Eesh. Oh, come on! Great. There we go, come on now. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Seagull eggs. Thank you, Mr. Seagull. Thank you for giving me your unborn child. Before we go into the cave and meet the big mysterious stranger, let's grab some fish. Okay, there's a 1, there's a 2, and there's the third one. There we go. Come right to me. Come to me, fishy. There we go. I have to wonder, when he said exploring the cave, like, was he actually kind of meaning it like, because seriously, you got like one cave there, you know? Not exactly journeying down to hell. But even so, like, this just adds on to the whole, like, having a secret cave along with the island. Just completely awesome, you know? And I wonder where this door leads. Ah, hello. More mushrooms. I've really got to say I love the eyes as well they've had for some of the characters. Like, they're so glowing, you know. Maybe that's kind of why I relate to Sora, you know. Blue eyes all the way, man. You know, those deep ocean eyes. Dude, not gonna lie, big mistake. You don't do a portrait of the girl you like, you know, they're just asking for things to get awkward. Think, oh, that's nice. I didn't know you think my hair's like that way.
Who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Wait a minute. Who is
This
that?
world has been connected.
Well, what are you talking about?
Tied to the darkness.
Billy Zane, is that you?
Completely eclipsed.
This is what you did after sinking the
Whoever
Titanic.
you are, stop freaking me out like this. Huh? Well,
So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised at the fact that Billy Zane didn't just decided to just not come back to the series after this. Like,
so you're from another world.
it just seem kind of weird. It's just like, yeah, I'll do the first game and then I'm out. You know, they managed to get so many of the original actors to come back, whether it be Haley Joel Osment,
Well, you'll see.
okay, Haley
I'm gonna get out
Pantier
and
didn't
learn
technically
what's
come
out
back for the last game in the series.
One
Of course we got you know, even other people like, you know, James Wood. Hell, they managed to get the actual actress who voiced Alice in the original Alice in Wonderland to come back for this game, but for some reason they couldn't get Billy Zane to come back for other games in this series, which, considering what he went on to next was stuff like, you know, Uwe Ball's Blood Rain, makes you kind of think, you know, just kind of think like, okay, really, what else did you have going on? There's another thing I kind of like is the all little, you know, drawings of prophecies and stuff going on. And this kind of surprised me right here, the idea that just like, yeah, I'll just draw some duck with a sailor's hat on, you know. Why did you do that? I don't know, just felt like it. And the chocobo as well, like, I have to wonder, did they like draw that intentionally, like there were going to be chocobos in the game, but then they were like, okay, we can't find any way to put them in, so let's just, you know, forget about it. It's like, we already made a drawing of it. Should we take that out of the thing? No, let's just have like an X for it, you know, just so they just, you know, don't confuse anything. And what else we got? We got this one here with, you know, dog on there. If you're hearing any noise in the background, I've just got my dog in the room, so he's getting a little restless at the moment. Let's get out of here. How are we good for time? Oh, don't do that. And so we got the mushrooms, got the water, got the seagull egg, and I want to say that's everything. I want to say, yeah. Yeah, I really will say like, that's definitely one of the weaker points of the games is the platforming, which I don't always mind too much, you know, it's what it is, you know. There definitely, you know, definitely is a hole in the whole game, I'll say that, especially when you have the platforming areas later on. See this? It's a charm to help us find each other if we ever get separated. I call it a GPS. All things considered, it's pretty good skills, you know, making necklaces out of shells like that. You know, if you're someone out there who makes necklaces like that, props to you. Alright, have we got everything? Ooh, a high potion. Wanna call it a day? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, tomorrow's the big day. We should rest up, you know? Make sure you get a big lunch, because, you know, probably the last one we have.
You know, Riku has changed.
What do you mean?
Well,
You okay?
Sora, let's take the raft and go. Just the two of us.
Huh?
Just kidding.
What's gotten into you?
I'm beginning to think that Kyrie's maybe bipolar or something like that, because,
You know,
you know, yeah, you know, forget Riku.
now I'm ready.
It's like,
No
you know, I
matter
mean, I
where
guess we're
go,
friends, you know.
What I see, I know I can always come back here. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Sure, it's not like, you know, we're about something big's about to happen tonight where a whole layer of darkness is going to come and consume everything, including our friends and family, but who knows? That would never happen.
It'll be great.
Okay, here we go. Let's try and pull up my Mickey voice. Donald! Sorry to rush off without saying goodbye, but there's big trouble brewing. Not sure why, but the stars have been blinking out one by one, and that means disaster can't be far behind. I hate to leave you all, but I've got to check it out. Check into it. There's something with a key. The key to our survival. So I need you and Goofy to find him and stick with him. Got it? We need that key or we're doomed. So go to Traverse Town and find Leo. He'll point out in the right direction. P.S. Would you apologize to Minnie for me? Thanks, pal. Walt Disney. So, definitely think something I've always kind of wondered as to. He refers to it as the key, you know, as if there's like, okay, only one key. Mickey, I hate to be just remind you of this, but you've met people before who have had their own keys, you know, who've had their own keyblades. So why is this such a huge surprise? There's just one person apparently, you know, who's just around with the key, you know. So it's a weird kind of thing. And granted, you know, like you say, well, they didn't add their in later and stuff, but you know.
Over here. Cricket's the
Ah,
key.
a cricket! Smash it!
Jiminy Cricket at your service.
We hope for your safe return. Please, help the king.
Gotta love that, you know, that library book wallpaper right there, you know. Like,
Gorge, Jiminy. Your world disappeared too. It was terrible. We were scattered. And as far as I can see, I'm the only one who made it to this castle. Oh, right.
Goofy, stop asking questions.
I gotcha. You mean while we're in other worlds, we can't let on where we're from, huh?
We don't need them knowing that we're foreigners. You know what they're like with that.
Right. World order.
Some of them even have walls.
Oh, I guess we'll need new duds when we get there, huh?
Yes, because all we need is just one pair of duds to get us into pretty much any world, whether it be a jungle world, a pirate world, a Colosseum world, a, you know, a world based on a beloved children's book, two children's books for that matter. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the whole... You would think that someone would say to Mickey, okay, Mickey, we get it, okay? You own this place, okay? You don't have to keep reminding us every time, okay? We see your damn logo everywhere, okay? You know, what happens when Mickey dies and then, like, there's no one else to be like, okay, we're gonna redecorate, like, literally the whole place. How you even got mechanics that look at a gift place? Like... It's simple, that's gonna cause problems. You have to tear it all down. Getting Top Gun vibes here. I love this bit every time. Talk to me, goose. I mean, duck. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of one boy, a duck, and a dog.
I just can't wait.
I've always kind of wondered, like, if we ever will get to see what Sora's parents are like, apparently, because, you know, you just have to wonder if there's, like, I kind of wish there was, like, a scene they had in, like, after the second game where he just, like, comes home and his mum's just like, oh, I wondered when you're coming home. Wow, you know.
Sora, dinner's ready. Come on down. Sora?
Like I love that. Just when Sora comes out and just be like, Sora, your dinner is still ready. Still not gonna eat it? It's been like 5 years or so.
Riku's boat. And Kyrie's.
Alright, so we're coming up near to the end of this part, so we'll just... Uh-oh. Come on. You can't stop the power that is wood. I'm getting out of here. Alright then, so we'll call this an end for part 2 then. Again, thanks all for coming. Hope you all enjoy this. And again, stay tuned for tomorrow with part 3 and we'll catch up with more of Sora's adventures. You know, who knows who he'll come across or where he'll land. See you all then.